What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn. I'm back with another video. I realize I have not been live with you guys in about 6 months, but I feel like we really need to talk about the situation because we've come to a point in this country where Black women, even young Black women, cannot be seen as victims. No matter what happens to Black women, somehow we have to be to blame. Black women are not allowed to be naive. So, in this video, we're going to get into the situation with Dacara Thompson. I believe that she was naive. I believe that she was a young girl navigating dating. I believe she was trying to navigate dating and ended up unalived. So, we're going to get into it in this video. What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn. I'm back with another video. In this video, we got to talk about the case with Dacara Thompson. This is Dacara Thompson. If you're not familiar with her, this is Dacara Thompson. I had to print these pictures, this evidence. I had to print it out because I'm a tactile person, and we have to talk about what's happening to her. She was unalive by this man. She was unalive by this man, and people had the nerve to call her or say she was tricking. Y'all know on YouTube we got to use certain words, but people are calling this young girl a trick when she was a victim of this man. And that's not how this happened. I feel like as a mother of a daughter who people would say is spoiled, I can see where a girl like this, who looked like this at graduation, this is not giving a trick for $40. This is not a trick. This is not a trick. This is giving naive. This is giving everybody around me loves me and I'm too trusting. And yes, I got in his car. We're going to break it all down in this video, but I want y'all to know and I want people to stop calling this child a trick or saying she was turning tricks. However you want to put it, that's not how this happened. I'm telling you guys, that is not how this happened. So we're going to get into it. If you're not familiar, I wasn't familiar until yesterday. I've been in my own little world creating my AI course. So I was literally in another world. I finished yesterday and I heard about this. This happened in Maryland. This beautiful young lady just turned 19 years old. 19, so she's still a child. She was spending the summer with her father. She met up with this man and ended up unalived. So this is the timeline. She was with her father. And around 10 p.m., she texted her father and said she wanted to get gas. And so they were in the same home. She texted him even though they were in the same home. And the way that happened, sometimes people do that. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain that. Y'all should know sometimes people will be like, I'm upstairs, you're downstairs. Let me just text you instead of coming all the way downstairs. Or a child who doesn't want to be questioned. It's easier to send a text and say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that via text instead of face to face. So she sent a text to her father around 10 p.m. saying, I'm going to get gas. Now, that is weird. That is weird. And I do believe it was a lie. You know, kids tend to tell partial truths. Like they'll say, I'm going to get gas. And they'll not say, but I'm also going out to a nightclub to meet a man that if you saw this man, you wouldn't let me go. You would not let me go meet this man. And so I do believe she was dishonest about where she was going. But I do believe she knew this guy. I believe she knew him. And we're going to put it all together. I was watching a video from Mara. I believe her channel name is Mara, Mara. Some people call it being a psychic. Some people call it being a prophet, but it's all kind of the same thing. It's all a sixth sense. She was covering this before the details of this even came out. And she was saying she was getting a feeling that she met this man. Dacara met this man at work. And so when she was out that night, she knew him. And so this is what I have put together. At 10 p.m., she tells her dad she's going out to get gas. She does get gas, but where they are is near a nightclub called Galaxy Nightclub. Even when you see the footage of her parking her car, and we're going to talk about the footage because there's more to this footage that people are not talking about. It's way more to this footage. When you see her parking her car, Galaxy Nightclub is not far from there. So it's like she's parking where she can, because I believe they went on a date that night. Now, you wouldn't think that this face would be on a date with this face. This man, Hugo Hernandez Mendez, 35 years old. This is his face. This is his face. That face, don't get this face. That face, it is not a match. It is not a match. That face don't get this face. But I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to tell you how this could happen. That face don't do it, but the mouth. The mouth. And so if you go by the theory that she met him at work, if you've ever worked, first of all, if you've ever worked in a public place, like you've been a barista, a cashier, a clerk, or something like that, you know that when a man likes you, like your customer will see you, like you, and take advantage of the fact that you're at the same place every day. And so men will stalk you. And I'm sure it happens to men with women too, but men will stalk you like every day, come through your line, come through your line, come through your line, ask you out, wear you down, wear you down, wear you down. And if you're in a frame of mind where you had a breakup or something like that, and you just want to do something different, you might go. And so I was watching, I believe her name is Shakira Speaks. I'll put a link to her channel, but she had social media from Dacara. Like her last social media post was a repost of a girl explaining how her ex don't got to worry about her. Like once it's over, it's over. Her ex don't got to worry about her coming back. So that tells me her frame of mind was that she was moving on from whatever relationship she might have been in. She was in a frame of mind of moving on. Now, if she's seeing this guy at work, he's a landscaper and she worked for a nonprofit. So if they're crossing paths and he's constantly flirting with her, and I'm sure he doesn't look like this when he comes to her job. I'm sure he doesn't look like this. I'm sure he looks nice. And he probably told her, let's go back to that scar, because that scar says a lot. That scar says somebody fought for their life and we don't know who won. That's what that scar says to me. But somebody like this is baby girl. This is given spoiled. This is given naive. This is given everybody around me loves me. I trust everyone because everyone loves me. And so for someone like her, he could lie to her. He could trick her and he could tell her that this is surgery. I'm telling you guys, this man tricked her. I believe he probably told her this is surgery. I'm sure he played the victim through this whole ordeal. This is a whole monster who had his eyes set on his prey. So for those of you wondering why she would be with a man with this big scar on his face, she's 19, probably naive, and he is a monster who I'm sure lied to her. I'm sure he lied to her and probably had her feeling bad that he had some type of surgery that left him scarred for life. That's how predators do. That's how predators do. And I believe he played the victim that entire night. So the timeline, 10 p.m. She texts her dad, I'm going out to get gas. Now, the thing about these text messages, let me show you these texts. They're very sweet. Like you can see where she's telling him, like, have a fantastic Friday today as well. This is when he's checking on her. He says, I love you. I'm about to go to bed. I'm just checking on you with a heart. Now, he don't talk to her crazy. And this is why I say I know this lifestyle is people speaking on this lifestyle that don't understand it. I saw this guy on Nancy Grace. Speculating that Dacara was either basically turning a trick or buying, some type of substance, basically. And it's like, you don't even know. You don't even know. This girl lives a naive lifestyle. Her father don't even talk to her crazy. She's out after midnight and he's telling her, just checking on you. I love you. When so many men will be talking crazy to her. So she says, I got gas and I'm out. I should be back soon. I love you too. And good night. So you see the relationship between the two of them is very loving, and most of all, it's very trusting. And so for the people who had nerve enough to blame her father and say maybe she's tricking, maybe her father lets her trick, maybe he knows about it. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't understand a father that trusts his daughter. Y'all don't. Y'all just don't. Y'all can't see a Black father trusting his Black daughter. Now, is it naive? Yes. And maybe that's why his daughters seem to be naive. Because to me, it's not about trusting the daughter. It's about not trusting the people around her. you don't know who's going to be around her. So my daughter, she's in my house. No, she can't go out. Why are we getting gas at 10 p.m.? I got questions. My answer is no, but I still got questions because I want to know what's going on in your mind that you think you can tell me that you want to get gas at 10 p.m. And the fact that she has a car at 19 also tells me the type of lifestyle she lives, like a well taken care of lifestyle. Like this is princess. This is princess lifestyle. For those of you watching and not familiar with Black American culture, this is not somebody who tricks with $40. You see how many bouquets of flowers that she has? The wig that she has, the makeup, the lashes, that all costs money. That all costs money. And her parents had it. She has a car. Her parents, this ain't giving our trick for $40. It's just not. It's giving my mama got money. My mama do hair. She got cash every day. This is not a girl who needed money. This is a girl who got tricked. And so let's go back on the timeline. I believe they went out on a date. That missing time period, people are saying that they can't track her whereabouts between like 1:30 and 3 until they see her park her car here. I believe she went to the Galaxy nightclub. She was inside. She was with him. I believe she was with him. It was a date. Because this has nothing to do with tricking. To me, this all has to do with being naive and a monster taking advantage of a naive girl. So at the end of the night, she comes and parks here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this photo. Okay, so she's parked here. You can see, and it's being reported how there's a fire hydrant by that pole. If you look towards the bottom, there's a fire hydrant. Now, her parking by the fire hydrant, to me, yes, it's given, I'll be right back. It's given, I'll be right back. And people keep saying it indicates that, you know, it was a temporary, she was just parking there for a second. But what people are not talking about is the fact that she parked backwards. The fact that she parked backwards says something that people are not reporting on. So I'm going to tell you what it says, because I always tell you guys, behavior is a language. This guy, Hugo, is right out of frame. When you see her walk, she's walking to his car. I believe it was a Yukon. She's walking towards him. He's right out of frame, parking backwards. If you're a woman that ever met up with a guy that you don't really trust like that, parking backwards means I'm not going to be with you long. Like, I'm not really messing with you like that. I'm not going to be with you long. I got to get back to my car. And so she left her purse and her wallet in her car because she had to get back to her car. That is language. That's signaling to the person, I'm not going to talk to you long. And so it's being reported that at the end of this frame, she lifts up her arm. She lifts up her arm as if she's pointing to the right. And this is why I say this is such a predator. People keep saying, oh, she got in the car for money. She's tricking. This girl don't need money. He tricked her. I believe she lifted her arm to point because I believe he asked her something like, how do I get home from here? Or which way do I go? And she lifted her arm to show him. And he, like I said, he got to have the gift of gab. With a face like his, he has to have the gift of gab. And so they say she spoke to him about a minute at his door, at the driver's side door. She spoke to him for about a minute. And then she got in his car. I think he told her, well, come on, just show me. It'll only take a second. Just come show me. And when she got in his car, that was it. She couldn't get out. She's 5'2". I believe they said 102 pounds. And she's in the car with this monster. She can't get away from him. She can't. All he had to do was lock the door. Unless she had something with her, some type of protection, she cannot get away from him. He's too big and too strong. And I feel like we need to teach our daughters to not be so trusting. Don't trust a man like this. Don't be naive. I feel like a lot of times we try to shelter our kids. And I feel like that's why this kind of hits home for me, because, you know, my daughter, she's not 19, she's not 18, but when she's around that age, I feel like this is her. Like being showered with love, affection, gifts. Like, this is the lifestyle, and some people don't understand it. They don't understand that this girl, this is not the girl that tricks. Now, I know young girls who have turned tricks. And first of all, a guy with this face, this is not who you turn a trick for. Because it takes a certain amount of street smarts. And when you see something like that and you have street smarts, you know that someone has fought for their life. They fought him for their life. That's the indicator. They're letting you know, I fought this man for my life. So a girl who turned tricks, that's not the one you turn a trick for. And the girls I know who turn tricks, they weren't well taken care of. They weren't well taken care of. They weren't adored. They weren't adorned with flowers and gifts and cars. It's a totally different lifestyle, but people see African American. That's what they see. And they get on television and they accuse her of turning a trick. And it's sad. They can't see that this is a naive girl. This face is a face of someone who is naive, trusting. Everybody around her loves her. She's well cared for. Look at her. Somebody told her, it's graduation. Wear a pearl earring. Wear a necklace with a diamond pendant. Like somebody cares for her. All these gifts at graduation. And then it was another video I saw. She was on like the basketball team or something. And she was saying she wants to do real estate in the future. This is not the girl that needs $40. Her mama got it. Her daddy got it. This is not the girl. This is not the trick. She's not a trick. This is a girl who is naive and is a victim of a predator. And so when they interviewed Hugo, he said that he was going to Galaxy nightclub to meet his ex-girlfriend, which I feel like he was referring to her, like he was distancing himself from her. But a lot of times I've had men, and if you've been, like I said, if you worked in the public, I'm sure you've had men that don't even know you call you their girlfriend. Like, oh, I'm just going to see my little girlfriend. But I feel like he meant her, but he was distancing himself from her. And then once he admitted to being the driver of that Yukon, he shut down, didn't want to talk to police anymore. There's video of the neighbor saying that he smelled something burning, that they were burning something that didn't smell like brush. And the fact that he said they lets me know that the people in that house, because he took her, if I didn't say this earlier, once she got in his car, when I said it was over, it was over. He took her to his home and unalived her. But at his home were other people. There was a lot of people living in that house. And I believe the other adults in that house helped him dispose of the evidence. And then he disposed of her body off of a bridge. From my understanding, he put her body in a container and threw the container off a bridge. Now, I don't know how nobody driving around him called the police like, what did I just see? I don't know. And maybe they did. And maybe the police just haven't told us yet that maybe they did get that call. And, eventually they connected it when they found her remains. But what I want you all to take from this video, especially if you've been thinking that you're looking at a trick when you see this girl, this is not the face of a trick. This is the face of a well taken care of girl who was naive. I believe she gave this man a chance. He probably played victim, convinced her to go out on a date, because he probably wasn't looking like this when he came up to her job several times, probably. So he convinced her to go out on a date, do something different. And she did. And he was a monster. People like this, sometimes when these are reported, because there was SA involved, and even the cousin that lived in the house said he heard the SA, it's actually not all about the SA. From my understanding, I've watched a lot of ID channel and things like that, a lot of Last 48 or First 48. It's actually about the unaliving. Like the SA is part of it, but the whole thing is about the goal is the unaliving, because the person is a predator. They're a monster. Real life monsters do exist. So we got to teach our children to be suspicious, to not be so trusting. Everybody is not like you. I feel like I didn't learn that lesson until I was an adult. Everybody is not like you. Don't be so trusting, especially when it comes to dating. All right, so y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think, and let me know if y'all want me to cover more crime. I cover. Sometimes it breaks my heart, like Shanquella Robinson, Kanika Jenkins. Like I see these young girls, and it breaks my heart, and I feel like I have to say something. So y'all let me know if y'all want me to cover more stories like this. All right, guys. So I wanted to get into the comments. That's the whole reason I wanted to go live is to see what y'all had to say about the situation. So I want to go back and let's talk about some of the comments that y'all left. Fancy said, "Why does a woman always get blamed for the crime? I don't know what she was doing. He had no right to take her life," which is true. And I feel like this. The reason it's important to talk about this is because she was already a victim of a crime, right? The first crime of her being unalive. But then when people drag her name through the mud in her death, to me, that's like a second crime. It's like she's being victimized all over again. And I don't think that's right. And so Corey said that face card is decline. Yeah, yeah, for most people. But if this is a situation, let's say she met him at work every day, he's coming through, wearing her down, explaining the scar away, saying that he had some type of surgery or something like that, he would have to wear her down. With that face, that scar, he would have to wear her down. And I think it's possible that she took a chance on him and went out on a date with him. I think it's possible that she is that naive. Now, regarding his age, I had to let somebody go out of this chat, but they kept bringing up his status. And I feel like a lot of times when you're dealing with people who are undocumented, like undocumented immigrants, that whole age thing, like he says he's 35, but like Miss Sharian said, he looks more like 50. He could be closer to 50. And especially, men that try to deal with younger women, a lot of times they will lie about their age. Yes, 35 dog years. Dog years. Let me see what else y'all saying. Miss Sharian said, I met my ex-fiance. Yeah, he was a customer that, oh, okay. She later found out he stalked her to get her to go out on a date. Customers will do that. Customers will do that. People will do that. When they want something, when they see something they want, they'll come back again and again and again until they get what they want. Monarch said, we really got to talk to our kids because I know we spawn him, but we got to teach him some common sense. So this is the thing. Regarding her father letting her go out that late at night, I feel like her father is naive too. I feel like her father is naive if he let his 19-year-old daughter go out at 10 p.m. to get gas. Because who is coming from home to get gas at 10 p.m.? Normally, if you're out, like you work a late shift, on the way home, you'll get gas. That's different. But leaving home at 10 p.m. to get gas, to me, that's obviously not true. And I feel like if you don't have something, it's hard to give it to someone else. So if her father is naive, then it's hard for him to teach her to have street sense. I know our kids are spoiled, but we got to teach them common sense because that common sense can save their life. Common sense, I don't want to sound harsh, but when you're trained to be suspicious, that scar on his eye, like it's a lot of women, that scar he would have never got past them with that scar. Never, cuz it looks like he took somebody's life. That's what he looks like. Yeah, serial attacker. And there are more victims. They did say that they did find more underwear in the home that they don't seem to believe belong to Dacara, which, why would she have multiple? Of course. So I do think it's a serial situation. I do think it's a serial situation. Fancy said, my daughter's 28 and we track each other. And if she's driving somewhere else or hanging out with someone different, I get a call. Yeah. You get me said, I don't know if she was tricking or not, but it doesn't make her less of a victim or person if she was. It doesn't, that's true, because anyone can be a victim of a crime, even if they were committing a crime themselves. But I just feel like being that we don't know her to be a working woman, a woman of the night, we don't know her to be that. We know her to be a 19-year-old girl, a good student. For people to put that on her, I feel like it's almost like he already took her life and now people are taking her reputation too. You know what I mean? It's too much. It's too much, you guys. But I want to thank you guys for joining me in this live. Like I said, it's been a while, so I just wanted to come through and talk to you guys. I got to go eat lunch. Um, so thank you guys for coming through and having this conversation. We got to have more of these conversations where we talk about what's going on with Black people, Black women, especially not being able to be victims. You know, it's like we always have to be some type of participant in any crime that happens with us. We always have to be considered a participant. And I don't think this girl was a participant. Yes, she got in his car, but I think he asked her for something. I don't think she got in there to get money. I don't think she needed money. And if she needed money, they reported his salary is $24,000. So this is not the get money man. Like this is not a sugar daddy. This is not a sugar daddy. This don't look like a girl that needed $40. It looks like a situation where he lured her in the car. I believe he asked her for something. When they say she raised her hand, at the end of this frame, she raised her hand. I believe he asked her, like, how do I get out of here? She raised her hand to show him. And he was like, okay, well, get in the car. Just show me real quick. I believe he got the gift of gab and he talked his way through it. All right, you guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you guys in the next video.